Hello, thanks for joining us today on the show. You're welcome to day 2 of Knowing Bayelsa, organized by the Bayelsa State New Media. Today on the program, we have another key player in the restoration administration, and that's no other person than Mrs. Juliet Pulu Zifawei.
Thank you for having me here.
Mrs. Pulu is the Director General of the Girl Child Protection Agency. For those of you following us on the show, you can join the conversation by sending questions directly to our platform, the platform you're viewing from now, which is Bayelsa New Media on Facebook. You can also send text messages, take note, text messages only to 0706-840-5809 or 0701-193-8880 or 0903-348-5732. And lastly, we have 0805-608-5520. Mrs. Pulu.
Yes, please.
When was the Office of the Girl Child created? The Office of the Girl Child, led by the Governor Dickson, Seriake Dickson administration. When was it created, and what informed the creation of that agency?
Thank you. I want to start by saying that on the inception of this the restoration government in 2012, when His Excellency became Governor of Bayelsa State, he declared free and compulsory education yes. And he declared emergency in the education area. And outside that, he now decided to create the Office of the Girl Child. By then, I was appointed as a Senior Special Assistant on Girl Child Education. And when I went to meet His Excellency to interact with him, asking him why the Office of the Girl Child? Why Girl Child? His Excellency said his heart is dear to the girls, and having been trained by his mom, cared for more by his mom, he has passion for the girls. And he said to me, I want you to go and find out what's making our girls drop out from school, and I want us to put a stop to teenage pregnancy. And that was his heartbeat. He wants the girls to be at par with the girls, with the boys. So the first work I did was to visit the various communities and schools to have interaction with the girls, find out what their challenges are, what's the problem, what's the things that affect girls mostly. And having interacted with the majority of our girls, I discovered that there were several issues that affect the girl child. And one of them was sexual harassment, defilement, assault, abuse, and also discrimination. Most of our girls weren't considered to be important according to our cultural beliefs. It is believed that the boy child is more important, and because he carries the name of the father or the name of the family, he continues the lineage, so the girls are not important. So most of the girls are either referred to just staying at home, taking care of the children, going to help their mom, and their education not taken seriously, and only the male child are given preference to. On that account, His Excellency frowned against it, and that's why he said that in his kind of education, it's going to be 50-50. The boys 50, the girls 50, and he has kept to his word. In every scholarship, governor has made it the same, equal. But even in the Lincoln University, most of them, the girls came out so well.
So whatever privilege
that is given to the boy child is also given to the girl child in His Excellency's government. And having interacted with the girls, we also discovered that most of our girls were being abused by their parents, their uncles, their nephews, people around them, close relatives. And His Excellency said, okay, on that account, we need to go further. And when we came back into office, he upgraded my office to a bureau, and now more on protection. And not only did he do that, he also assented to the Child Rights Bill, made it a law in the state in 2015, that now protects the girl fully. So we have protections now for all children, not just the girls. Because most especially the girls are more vulnerable. They are vulnerable in the sense that even in a society today, you find out that when girls go to look for a job, most men want to take advantage of them, irrespective of their qualification. They feel that the girls are better off on bed than even in their profession. But His Excellency said, no, every woman has got potential. And that's why in the area of appointment, he appointed so many women, so many young youths, girls who have done so well. And His Excellency's heart is there towards the care of the girl child. His heart is there towards the protection of the girl child.
Okay. All right. I think that's clear, the purpose, the functions of the office. But nextly, I would want to ask, what are the duties particularly? I know you somehow touched parts of the functions, the duties and all that. What are the duties of this office specifically? Give us a brief account of how it functions, what are the connections, how it reports, how it gets to relate to the people that are concerned and all that requisite information.
All right. This office is all encompassing in the sense it cuts across every area. It reaches out to even the traditional aspect. It reaches out to the medical aspect. We reach out to the counseling unit, because when we've discovered that over time, girls that have been abused, they come from communities. So we've been interacting with our traditional key players, talking to them on the care of the girl child, on how important the role of the girl child is, and not just being a mother figure. We've been making them understand that irrespective of their tradition, women have voices, they can also speak. Because you find out that down to the traditional setting, in communities, women don't say anything. They don't give them the privilege to say anything. They don't contribute to the development of the community. And that's why we have a lot of issues. When there are crises, women have a way they make peace. So we have been able to reach out. One of our duties is to reach out to our traditional key players, talking to them on the importance of the girl child. Telling them that your girls are very important. Take them as important as your boy child. You find out that we'll have a balanced society. Yep. If you visit Egypt today, you find out that in Egypt, in the parliamentarian, they have 50 men, 50 women. They made it balanced. And it's stable. And that's what we are looking at. We're looking at both sex coming together, making development possible. Yes. Also, we also reach out to the medical aspect. We work with the medical team because ladies are vulnerable in many areas. Some kind of infections that women experience, men don't experience it because of our uniqueness in our private parts. So the medical team come in to help us talk to our young girls on personal hygiene. And also when our girls are being defiled, the police will always ask, where is your medical reports? At this point, as a government, we come in to help, to reach out to the medical sector to get the medical reports so that the offenders can be prosecuted. And also, we also have the counseling unit where we also counsel those who are already abused. A lot of people have issues, things that have affected them, and they are just living in that their solitary life. Some of them want to opt for suicide. We have been saying to them that your life is worth more than what you go through. You have a future. Whatever has happened to you is not enough to take your life. Yeah. And that's what our counseling unit does. And also, we also work with the police. They are our first important partners. When we have issues as regards to what affects our girls, we have a lot of abuses going on. You see girls being beaten, some of them being assaulted, most especially children being defiled. That's one thing that I don't understand. I ask questions, what kind of pleasure will a man find in defiling a child about 2 to 3 years? I don't understand. That child can't even talk. And since this kind of thing happens in the society, our government has taken it upon itself to deal with people who are not sane, people who have gone nuts, to put them where they belong, pedophiles, those who take pleasure in little children. So these are part of my function. And also we care in the education of the girl child, most especially. We care in making sure that our girls go to school. Even if they had made mistakes. We have teenage pregnancy or rampant, most especially in this coastal area where you have the JTFs and others people abusing our girls. Even with that, we tell them, having a child is not enough for you to stay out of school. We also created a platform where we bring them back to school. We get them registered. We ask them, do you want to be in the formal education or you want to go through the part-time? Whatever. As a government, we have made education free. So you don't have to spend anything. You just have to come to school. We provide everything. Now, government has even made it better by giving them this free scholarship. And building best schools. We have model schools where children are privileged to things, to facilities that you find in very expensive schools. And we have one of the best, Bayelsa State has the best facility as regards to boarding schools.
I would have to put you on that. You made mention of the programs different programs that are available, repertory programs that are available for the girl child.
Yes.
I want to know, what are the measures that are taken to ensure that people who are in need of these programs actually get access to them? Because it's not enough for these things to be there. People have to know that they are there. What is your bureau doing to ensure that people know? Because there are a lot of people out there, regardless of how much is in place, you still find people complaining, this thing is not happening. That is what we face as members of the new media. It's what we face on a daily basis. So what are the measures that are put in place to ensure that people know that these things are there and can have access to them?
I want to first of all applaud this new media initiative. This is amazing. Actually, I've always been on radio, I've been on television, I've been talking, I've been sensitizing, advertising. I've also been visiting communities, I've been visiting schools. I'm all over. If there's one name that is a household name, that is girl child. And coupled with the fact that His High Excellency, the mother of the state, she's into the girl child program. It's been a holistic thing in Bayelsa State. We have been reaching out. A lot of people have been reaching us. My number is everywhere. Children send me messages, parents call me, and we talk to them. I'm on radio. Yesterday I was on radio talking about the girl child. I'm on radio every Monday by 10 o'clock. At Radio Bayelsa. I'm on Royal FM, the AIT station, the radio station. Yeah, I'm always there every Saturday by 3. I'm always on radio talking. And most times I go to NDTV just to be able to reach out to the grassroots, talk about our programs as a state government. We are here to help the girls. Those of you who need to go back to school and you say you don't know how to go back to school, you've got children and then you don't know how to go back to school, just get on to us. We'll be able to take you back. You'll see it's possible, it's real. What we did recently was that we visited all the uncompleted buildings, the slums, got all those children that are there and got them registered back into school.
Wow, that's great.
We did it free because government have provided free education. And most parents were like, I can't take my child because I don't have money. I said, you don't need any money. So what I did was that I got my team on board and we all went there, moved them to schools that are proxy to them. For proximity sake, yes, and they have got them registered. And do you know that what happened recently? One of those child is represented by Bayelsa State. Just last term, she got into school. That was a brain. That was a genius that would have been thrown away. She's presenting us in a competition right now. She sent me a message. She said, Ma, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you to Governor Seriake Dickson. Even if I've not seen him, I've seen him through you.
Thank you, Mrs. Pulu. For those of you that are just joining us, you can join the conversation on our phone lines on 0706 840 5809, 0701 193 8880, and 0903 348 5732. And then lastly, we have 0805 608 5520. Mrs. Pulu, you made mention of something concerning the traditional rulers and all that. That's the grassroots form of governance, the monarchs. You talked about reaching the traditional people and then how these people can incorporate, can come together, join your bureau, and see how most of this information can pass to their own people. But then you also understand that our region has very many religious inclination, religious beliefs that most of the time contradict formal laws. All right. So, how have you been able to manage this thing? Because the fact is that these things are true to them, right? Whether the law says otherwise or not, they've been applying a lot of all these local things for a very long period of time, and they believe that it works. Right? So if you come and say this is something else that actually we should do that is in contradiction with what they've known, it becomes a problem. So how have you been able to manage that problem in resolving that issue?
Thank you very much. I want to first of all dwell on the issue of early marriage. That's one thing that has affected us as a people. Before today, like our mothers would say, some of them got married when they were 13, some got married when they were 15. As at then, there wasn't a law that was prohibiting that. But you can see before me, I have the Child Rights Act here. That states clearly that no person whatsoever has the right to take any child under the age of 18 into marriage or be betrothed. Nobody has a right. So this, now that there's ignorance of the law is not an excuse at all. So we make them understand that before today, there was no law. People could do whatever you like. give your daughter out in marriage when they are 13, 15. But today, if you do it and it comes to government, you are going to be prosecuted. And there are stipulations against it. There are laws that's going to affect you. So we make them understand. We clearly explain to them. And some of them, especially those who have, those I've seen, I was involved in a case of a girl that was married to somebody, an elderly man, and the girl was just 15. And the girl was like, how can I be married to an old man? They went and married her, brought her in here. And she had a way and she ran away. Then when she ran away, it got to my attention. When I came in, it was involving traditional rulers. And I asked, I said, how can you people go to marry a girl that is underage? This is what the law says. I brought it and we were at the police station. And they now said, when they went to marry the girl's age was falsified. And they didn't know she was underage. And looking at her size, she's big. I said, okay, the parents told you this girl is 20. What this girl is saying, she's 15, that they didn't even have the opportunity to interact with the girl. Yeah. It's when she now came, she was now explaining herself. And that, yeah. So, and I said, at this point, what do? They started pleading. You see, it was complicated. So the police and then we had to sit down. Then the family people were arrested. Because they are now the ones who had done that. They know that the child is underage. Because for the want of money, they gave her this girl against her will. Sure. And at the end of it all, they were the ones that were in trouble.
In other words, you're saying that there are measures taken by your bureau to ensure that
underage, like yes, that's one of the traditional problem we have. Yeah. You know, because culture believe that young girls should be married off early. Right, that once they get to 20, they are old. Who says that? Yeah. Governor Seriake Dickson is saying that every girl has a right to go to school. You don't have a right to stop a child. They are very important. They should go to school. And that's what he's saying. Our girls should be educated. All right, our girls should not be given into early marriage.
Sorry, I would like to cut you there. Still on that ground, still in that line, there was this case of Essie that was abducted, a 14-year-old that was abducted and forcibly married. All right, we had that issue here, and it all made the news. And thank God, measures were taken, and we were able to recover the girl and send back to her family. But what are the few? Can you give us? We believe that during the course of your work, there might have been few accounts of issues like that did not make the news. Essie made the news because it was pushed, people were there, new media and all that. But there are accounts that do not make the news. They don't have the access to the news, they don't have access to new media, they don't have access to traditional media. So a lot of times this thing just happened and died down. But I believe that through your bureau, you might have accounts, you might have records of cases like that happened. Can you give us a few accounts of such records?
Yes, I want to say one of them has been a case is a case of trafficking. And that's what is on the increase. That's what we've been dealing with as a bureau. Recently, we have been repatriating young girls that were trafficked into Bayelsa State. Mm-hmm. And also, we have also been bringing our own girls that were trafficked out. Not too long, I got news about some girls from Bayelsa State, underage girls, they were trafficked out from their communities in search of juicy jobs, only for them to be used as sex slaves. When I got wind of it, we had to look for the agents, and they were their community boys and also their boyfriends who were selling them out. So through one of them, we were able to get NAPTIP National to go down to Ghana, Niger, Ivory Coast to bring in our Bayelsa girls that have been trafficked out. Yes, we are in alliance with NAPTIP. And this trafficking of a matter, right now, I have a case in hand that the police invited me, that there are young girls that are in a brutal 13, 14, 15, that we are trafficked into Bayelsa State, being used for sex purposes. And that's what I'm on to now. That's what I'm into now. I'm just trying to get a way to arraign them. What we normally do when we go to the police, make mass arrests, because if you go on a normal day, they will run. They only come out at night. And it's very appalling seeing these little girls sometimes naked, standing on the road. And as a bureau, we have also been fighting these clubs that allow young girls to come to clubs. There's a law in place that says that no young girl is allowed. It's under the age of 18 to clubs. Yeah, so if they come around...
Yeah, but are there measures taken to ensure that they don't go there? Because it's not enough to say that these things are what they are. Are there measures taken? Are there task forces to ensure that these people do not come there? What is your relationship with these club owners? Because they are there for business, right? But their business is for a certain age, a certain age bracket, all right? So you cannot say that, these people cannot operate. Right? But then, so what are measures that are taken to ensure that these things don't happen? Because whether we say it or not, it's still going to happen anyway. People were going to be lured there. You know, their children, let's go now, and then they would. So what are measures that are taken to ensure? For instance, we have the petroleum task force and all that. So do you have
task force
like that?
Okay, for now, no. Why we don't have a tax? Because of the funds, the limited resources in the state, it's not been very easy to fund some sectors. And what we've been doing, we've been working in synergy with the Ministry of Tourism. Tourism is trying, the bill will soon be passed. It also has it that before you set up a club, there are stipulations, there are rules. If they find underage children, that club will be shut down. And they are already aware. They've been called to a meeting by the Commissioner for Tourism, and we've been working together, I and her. She has also been helping in the area of a girl child. So she, in the course of her bill, she included it for any. So with that measure, when it's put in place, when the law is assented to, it's going to really help us a lot positively, because they now know that if an underage girl is found in their clubs will be shut down automatically.
Yeah, that's a great one. I think that should answer for that. And then another interesting one here. A few weeks ago, there was the announcement of the 3,000 naira stipend to pregnant women in the state every month, I think. Right. And this announcement was greeted as usual with applause and queries here and there. Why would you give 3,000 naira to children? What's the purpose and all that? Have women started at this point? Because that was one of the major challenge we had in answering these questions. It's not going to be possible. It's not going to happen. So we want to know if women have started accessing these funds, or measures have been in place, are ongoing to ensure that women start to access this fund, and not just women, but the women that are involved, that are concerned.
All right, thank you. I want to say on the spot, it's excellently made available funds on the spot, on the day of the inauguration of that program. The Safe Motherhood Initiative. His Excellency made available fund, handed it over to the Commissioner for Health. And he has also directed, His Excellency directed, that he has also inaugurated a committee, that they should go around to communities in search of women, pregnant women, and make sure that they get registered. And what happened on that day, as a girl child advocate, what I did was, I have a lot of young teenage girls who are already pregnant. And because they are pregnant, some of them go to these traditional homes because they can't access good health facility. So I had to invite them. When I brought them, I had a lot of confrontation. I brought them in and I said they should also assess this, because whether we like it or not, they're pregnant. They are not carrying wood inside their belly, they're carrying babies. So since this money is made available, they too should also assess it and register themselves and be cared for, so that we have less maternal mortality and infant mortality. So what I did, when I brought them in, to God be the glory, Her Excellency was very excited. She was saying, let's look for as many as, let them be part of it. So then I went to radio the next day on Restoration Hour to speak and to say to our young girls, this is not an opportunity for you to start getting pregnant. And to also discourage our mothers. Don't say, I have 5 girls. So you times the money for each girl, 3,000, 15,000 monthly. God, thank you. You don't put food for our table.
Automatic salary.
Yes, so you now begin to encourage your girl child to go get pregnant and start having children. It's only going to last for a period of 9 months, or 10 months rather now. After that, what next? Begin to produce children that nobody will care for. His Excellency is just being benevolent, just being nice to help women out of their predicament. Most especially, it serves as transport. For some of them who the health facilities are not very close to you, you can transport yourself. He also directed that there should be 105 health centers, healthcare centers in the various wards. His Excellency has done so well, but we should not abuse this. We should take it seriously. And to add to that 3,000, the Ministry of Health has also added 4,000, so it becomes 7,000. So it's 70,000 now for a woman for 10 months. So there's no reason why any woman should die of infant mortality or maternal mortality.
Yeah, now there you have it. pregnant women in the state. It's ongoing. The stipend for pregnant women has been graciously increased to 7,000 naira. But then that is not enough reason. I think that should be emphasized. There's not enough reason to say, let's go and get
And
pregnant.
every year you'll be having children. Remember what Dr. Buffett said during that day? He said, you have to be monitored. When you go to our health facilities, they will begin to observe you. If you can't go further, they will tell you, stop. What do you need 15 children for? What do you need 10 children for? In this economic time of recession, we need to do what is right as Bayelsans. In as much as His Excellency has provided us a platform to have our children safely and stay safe, we should take it as a plus and not abuse it.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mrs. Pulu. For those of us joining us, we've been on Knowing Bayelsa, a media session, an online media session organized by the Bayelsa State New Media Team. You can hook up to, for those of you that have not hooked up to our platform online on Facebook, you can hook up on www.facebook.com/Bayelsa New Media. Like our page. The reason why you need to like the page is so that when these live sessions are on, it will you'll be immediately notified, and then you can hook up. You don't have to go through the stress of having to search for the page. So when you like the page, go on the page, click on like, and you click on the like button. Automatically, when live sessions are on, you can immediately access. Mrs. Pulu, back to you. We have a question coming in here from online reactions. So what's that? Okay, are offenders being prosecuted? I know you touched it a bit there, but then this is a direct question now. Are offenders actually being prosecuted? All right. In other words, I believe they're trying to ask if there are one or two. All right. We could say we arrest them when they do, but then for people to be sure that things like this are happening, yes, if there are occurrences, then there should be prosecution. I believe that is what they want to get to clarification on it. So are offenders being prosecuted, and what are the measures being taken to prevent future reoccurrences?
Thank you. Yes, offenders have been prosecuted, and some of them are right now in prison. When we came into office in 2012, we started with advocating, enlightenment, awareness, and making people know that we are on board. Then in 2015, when His Excellency assented to the bill, we now had the law backing us. And from then, it's not been business as usual, because the stipulations were lifted. Those things that restricted prosecution were lifted in these acts, in this Child Right Act. Before now, if a child is abused and the child report was not made within 3 months, then the person can go free because there won't be anything liable. The person will not be held liable. But now, this law lifts it. As far as the child can say, you violated me. So there are many ways now that the offender can be apprehended. The offender, yes, can be convicted. And we have the special prosecutor that was appointed by His Excellency, our governor, that expedites all our prosecution. In short, you don't need to pay us. We take care of it. Just report. Once you report, we come into action. And we go to court. Government takes care of the court, everything. We take care of the medical bill of the child. We make sure we follow up the child to find out the child is okay, free of HIV or any disease whatsoever. And at the end, when government is in war, when government is in action, there's nobody that is bigger than government. And we've been able to convict. A lot of people have been convicted in Okaka. If you visit Okaka, it's even full. It's full. And most of the cases are these defilements, rape, and sexual assaults.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one. But then, because of our constant relationship on the internet, our work is centered mainly on the internet, the Bayelsa State New Media, ICT, and the internet. And because of our constant involvement with the internet, there are reactions that come most of the time that are actually quite remarkable. And one of them is, recently there was the case of, there was a notion that says that soon enough, or there was something in motion to ensure that soon enough, pedophilia will be regarded as a sexual orientation. It's on the internet. It's you know the internet is a dump site of different things, different notion, different all right. That pedophilia will soon.
As far as Bayelsa is concerned, our law is against it. Our law does not accept. In short, I don't want to use that big grammar. When a man sleeps with a small child or have sexual relationship with a child, a baby, is unacceptable. Or an underage, a minor, a child below the age of 18. Our law in Bayelsa State does not permit it. And that is why we go around creating awareness, telling the men. We always tell them that now there is a law that does not allow it. So if you are found in it, in case you are warned, you crave for children, you better pack your load and leave Bayelsa State. Leave Bayelsa State, or else you will end in Okaka. There is no abeg in it, and there is no selling of your land that you can use to bribe government. Because when we catch you, when your case is reported, and we take custody of the child, one other thing is that we take custody of our victims. We give them shelter. We protect them. It's our right. It's our job. We protect them so that they cannot be influenced, so that their parents will not be oppressing them. You know, some parents want to sell out. Once those kind of things happen, they say, we don't have money. Bring money now. If the person pays, they want to settle the case. No. When we are involved, there's no case settling. No settling out of courts. Yes. We go to courts and the law catches up with you. His Excellency will always tell me, don't take laws into your hands. You see, because sometimes when you are called into this kind of scenario, you want to kill somebody. Especially when you see a 2-year-old child or a 3-year-old child being sexually, vaginally and anally abused by a male of about 43 years. You can't understand what that man is thinking of. And the child can't speak, but the child is just pointing, this is the person who did it. This is the person who did it. And you just see that the child has been damaged for life. So that kind of a person will now tell you that it's his sexual orientation. My God. I don't think it can be accepted in any society. If it is, then those people are already insane. They're going nuts.
It's never entertained in Bayelsa State.
It's crazy.
Once again, I want to emphasize here, it is very important that we know that the stipend for pregnant women every month has been increased from 3,000 naira to 7,000 naira. I want those involved to take advantage of programs like this, all right? So we don't have to go give the excuse of, we cannot access modern medical facilities. That is why we had to go to the traditional people. No, you don't have that excuse anymore. This is there, and there's been a gracious increase of this stipend. So I want us to take advantage of that. And then, Mrs. Pulu, I want to ask, there are people who come in contact with things like this every day and they want to report. Right? It is good that people see these things happen and they report it, not just the agency going around, because there's a limitation to how much you can cover. All right. Yeah. So how do people contact you in case there are cases like this so they could report to your agency?
Normally, I'm going to give my number here right now. And also, they can also contact Duakpo. Duakpo works in synergy with me. Whenever they have cases like that, they call me. The Duakpo number is everywhere. Even children know it. They can also make report to any police station. And police, I work in synergy with the various DPOs, and they get to me. My number is 080-38-355-710. Again, 080-38-355-710. Once more, 080-38-355-710. That's the DG Girl Child on protection.
There you have it. Whenever you have cases like that, you can call in, phone in, send a text, whatever, to make sure that you contact them and report these cases so that we don't have reoccurrences. And also, for those of you that do not know the Duakpo number, it is 0700-6464-644. Duakpo, Operation Duakpo's phone number, take it again, 0700-6464-644. In case there's an emergency, all right? Any issue you have that borders on security, that borders on abuse, call Duakpo. Duakpo is in synergy with the Bureau on Girl Child Protection. So if you can't remember that number, remember Dwakbo. Call Dwakbo, and I believe that you get swift response and swift answer. And lastly, hold on. I think we're having reactions from our online media. All right. From the reactions we're getting from our viewers and audiences at home, does the scope of this program extend outside Bayelsa? And as in, what is the scope? I think that's it. What's the scope? What's the extent to which your program covers?
For now, we are in Bayelsa State. It's for our states. It's for our states.
All right. It doesn't extend. Doesn't
No.
Bayelsa. Right.
Well, we're trying to better our states.
But then, does it extend to all the local government? Because a lot of times when these things happen, it's just
No.
A lot of persons outside don't.
Earlier on, I said communities.
Okay.
I'm not even talking about local government. I'm talking about communities to the grassroots.
Each of the local governments.
Yes, but some ways I've once or twice worked with other states on girl child. When they call me, because they've been seeing our activities, I just give them advice on what to do. They can also work with if they have it in their state. Some come down to Bayelsa State to see what I'm doing. I give them a framework on how to go about it. And like Delta States had the girl child something to. Bayelsa State was the first in the federation to introduce the office of the girl child. That's an applause to His Excellency.
I think that should be emphasized.
Yes, Bayelsa State was the first.
Yes. First to have the. All right, for those of you joining us, we'll be on Knowing Bayelsa, an online media session organized by the Bayelsa State New Media. And with me on the program, I've been discussing with the DG Girl Child Protection, Mrs. Juliet Pulu Zifawei. Mrs. Pulu Zifawei is the DG Girl Child Protection, and we'll be talking about the girl child, safe motherhood, child right protection, and all that. For you to join us on the program, again, you can call us. You can call our number. Send text message rather to our numbers on 0706-840-5807 or 0701-193-8880 or 0903-348-5732, and lastly 0805-608-5520. Mrs. Pulu.
Yes, please.
Do you have anything to say to people out there in respect to girl child as we draw close to the end of the program, end of the segment? Do you have anything to say to people on the girl child protection, more like a free thinking thing on girl child protection? All right, because people like you earlier stated, which is very, very correct, especially in Africa. And that, I think that's what has influenced agencies like One Africa and all that. People see male children as superior, and then the female children, all they have to do is go to the kitchen, cook for people to eat, so that the male children could be strong and fetch firewood and all that. All right, and it even happens. Let's not talk about the people that are not learned. Even learned people, it happens to them, because you see a child, two children growing, one is a girl and one is a boy. And then the parents will go to get toys for these kids. They will get the girl child, a doll house and dolls, and then they get the male child, football or cars and all that. And children. I was told that the way they understand things, it's like a blank sheet. It's what you put there that they grow with. Yeah. All right. So at that tender age, it means that you're already telling them that the man is stronger than the woman. Yeah. That's how I say it. So what do you have to say to people out there in respect of that?
Oh, for want of time, I have a lot to say. First, I'll say that males, please, let's learn to appreciate our girls, because they are the better part of you. They complement you. If you treat a woman right, she will give you her best. If a father raises up her daughter or his daughter the way he would see his male child, she becomes 10 times stronger than even the male. Because women have this innate ability to do greater things. They believe they can, because they're struggling with this image thing that People feel they are not okay. Yes, they are lesser. So they struggle with it. And at every time, anywhere a woman finds herself, she wants to give the best. Take example of me. I always stand in the capacity of men, and I tell men, I said, I might be a woman, but I'm a man. I'm a man in the sense because I can do more than you think I can do. I can achieve more than you think I can achieve. Because why? My father believed in me. When I was growing up, my father would say, there's no boy, there's no girl. My father sent us to school and made us equal. And I became who I am today. In all my educational standard, I came out top. I made him know that I can be there because he gave me the ability to believe in it. So fathers, let's learn to believe in our girl children. Let's believe in them. His Excellency, our governor, has been loving, has made we women believe that we can achieve anything if only we are given the opportunity. And as father, if you believe in your girl child and you protect her and don't abuse her, don't tell her, I want to marry you off. This is what you are good for a man to take you as a wife. She will become that walking stick for you tomorrow. And even when we take the statistics of women children, they are the ones who always look after their parents when they are old. Because the man will always go with his wife. Yeah, that's the truth. It might be sounding somehow, but that's the truth. And also I want to say that we say no to female mutilation. Our tradition might accept it, but health-wise, it's unacceptable. A woman should not be circumcised. Circumcision is for female children. Don't circumcise a female. She does not have any outer thing for you to cut. Those traditions were wrong, and we say no because there are laws already in place against it. Also, we want to say to our brothers, appreciate your sister. To our cousins and nephews, don't abuse your sisters. Because the truth is this, they would never forget it. They will live up to remember. And most times, our girls are being abused by people who are close to them. Domestic helps, uncles, brothers, sisters, everyone around them. I said sisters, yes, sisters. A lot of girls are practicing lesbianism. So therefore, they take it out on their younger ones. It's not right. It's very wrong for you to introduce your younger one into that act that you know is wrong. Yeah. And please, we are calling on everyone out there. Everybody has got a right to freedom of expression, freedom of dignity, and freedom to life. Don't take somebody else's life by destroying the person.
Thank you, Mrs. Pulu. Thank you. You've done a wonderful job. I must commend you. I must appreciate you for the wonderful job you've done. And I believe that our viewers out there would have gotten answers that have been bothering them, answers to questions that have bothered them over time as regards this agency, because a lot of times is the least talk about, people don't want to talk about things like this. They relegate it to the background and talk about money and all that. That is what we need. Yeah? And I believe that's what influences all that. So today I believe our people have been able to understand that there are some things, there's an extent to which we can go when it comes to things like this. Those traditional things that you've been doing, there are measures that have been taken to ensure that you don't engage in, you don't have an excuse to engage in all that anymore. All right, take the stipend, the 7,000 naira stipend. Take the contacts that you have, Duakbo, and the contacts from the DG Girl Child Protection. Call those numbers. When you have any problem, call them, and whatever information that you need that has gone beyond the scope of what we've discussed today, you can reach the Girl Child Agency, and then you'll be able to get answers concerning. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Mrs. Juliet Pulu. I would love to have you some other time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.